Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick and Ani. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokeyokes. To my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Welcome back, Ani Osaru, y'all. Give it up for him. He's coming back to join me. And we're going to talk about some current events because, you know, like I say all the time, something's always going on. What's up, my brother? How are you today?
Hey, how you doing, brother? It's always good to be on the channel and chop up this game of what's happening in the Matrix.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said before we came on, I woke up and I'm usually up really early, between 3 and 4 o'clock every single morning. And I happened to get on Facebook. First thing I see was your post about this chick, Ice Spice. And I couldn't believe my eyes. But then again, I mean, can't be surprised. But this is what I saw this morning. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Thank you all for coming. This is my first voiceover.
Woo!
Sorry, I'm yeah, enjoy it. I've never seen the film, so this will be my first time too. Hey girl, you're so cute. Hey y'all in the back. Sorry, I'm so shy and weird. Yeah, it's my first time. I hope you enjoy it. I was really nervous, but this is so exciting, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this. And I'm grateful that you guys came out to watch it. So yes. Okay, I'll see you after.
Bruh. What's up with this, man? Let's talk about it.
It's what our brother Asir Dugateers speaks about, the Hera chef. It's like the evil portion of what the boule is. It started a long time ago where they have to have this programming of debauchery, and they have to filter in these other classes of groups of people into this whole thing, because I think she's half Nigerian, half Dominican or Hispanic, some type of cultural, you know, and to have her naked in front of kids is intentional, because I've been speaking about the theme of ICE the whole year, you know, the ICE immigrant, you know, police or whatever it is, the Pokemon catchers, as they put on their website. And you had Drake announced after Kendrick Lamar's beef, he's coming out with Iceman, coming out with an album called Iceman. And then we had the low temperatures throughout the last couple of weeks, you know, across the US. We had a cold front. And then today is 68 degrees for some reason. I don't know. You know, we were talking about that earlier. So they got bipolar heart machines out here now.
Yeah, because it was like last week it was in the 20s, and today is like you said, it's 67 degrees.
So you got them kids going crazy saying 67, but it's you know, because her name is Ice Spice, her real name is Isis. So they've been doing a lot of rituals around this person, but her being on the SpongeBob movie, dressed in a white lace dress showing her underwear, is not too obtuse. This is the reason. The SpongeBob movie comes out today, right?
Right.
They were supposed to do what today? Release the Epstein files, which they announced they aren't. There's something going on. I don't know. They said something like they're going to release it, but it's something they're waiting on. I don't. You guys can get into the politics of it, but I know what it is. But interesting, the address of SpongeBob is 123 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom. That's the actual address of Little St. James Island where Epstein was. Did you know that?
I had no idea. No, that's news to me today. I'm today years old hearing that.
Look up that the address of SpongeBob's house is the same address as the Epstein Island.
Wow.
So you think it's a coincidence that the SpongeBob movie comes out on the day the Epstein files are supposed to be released, and they have a young sexual or sexualized female rapper dressed half naked in front of kids.
Wow. Ain't even hiding it either. It's 124, like you said, 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom, Pacific
Yeah, 124,
Ocean.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
So this is the stuff that people won't be able to uncover, and people like you and myself have to bring it to the forefront, because this is the occult. Yeah. This is the reason why they do it, is because there's something magical happening in the process of nudging us in a certain direction psychologically and programming, so the Sabbateans can set us up for inversion and invert our whole world, so they can do a humiliation ritual on humanity. That's what it actually is, on the entire humanity.
Yeah. You got the winter solstice in 2 days. Awesome.
Right.
Holidays. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's constant rituals. I just hate, that people just don't still don't pay attention. Only a certain amount of people are actually going to pay attention to the information that we bring to them. But you do a great job with the coding and the gematria. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you do, man.
Yeah, some people out here think it's like crazy that I be bringing this stuff up. And I'm like, it's like what Bobby said, our master teacher, if you ain't thinking crazy yet, then what is wrong with you? The world is batshit crazy. So if you're not looking into some other perspective to look at reality, then you're programmed. You're the NPC. You're the programmed one. Don't look at me because I present, because I've been telling my homeboys and my friends for the longest that the NFL and the NBA is rigged. Now these Negroes want to tell me when they go arrest some big-headed Negroes and the NBA for gambling and shit, oh, now it's rigged because the white man will tell your ass it's rigged. I've been telling your ass that shit the whole motherfucking time.
Right. I've been saying it for years. I've gotten tired, and I'll admit to that. I've gotten tired of trying to tell people anything. So, on my page now, on my Facebook page, I'm just sharing memes, because Negroes just do not listen. And like you said, unless it comes from a white man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it comes from a white man. So have at it. Shit.
Yeah. My homeboy's got a saying. This is what they say when you say woo stuff or stuff that can't be found, by the European. They'll say documentation beats conversation. They'll keep saying that documentation beats conversation. I'm like, get that F out my
damn. And the crazy part about that is that what's his name? Roger Goodell. He came out and said it. He said it a couple years ago. He said it very casually and nonchalantly. He said, when we were writing the script for the NFL this year, and I'm like, whoa, I had to rewind it. Did you say that? People still didn't pay attention. They still are like, this thing can't happen. You can point them to the numbers, you can point them to the gematria, and they still just will not listen.
Still humiliating people in the NFL. They had some guy apparently looking at porn in the locker room last week. I think he played for the Giants, and his last name was Carter. I noticed Abdul Carter from Penn State University. You know, Penn State got caught up in that pedo type stuff too.
Right.
You know, he's looking at porn in the locker room, and the Carter connection is to Beyonce because the NFL season started on her birthday this year, and they sacrificed that Cowboy player. What's the guy named Nealon? Marcus Nealon or something.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, he got killed on he wore the number 94. The NFL season started on 9/4, and he died 94 days before the Super Bowl this year. And then Beyonce had the album Cowboy Carter. And now you have Abdul Carter doing some stuff with the Giants, apparently looking at porn in the locker room. You know, and it was some type of humiliation ritual on him because he came out and said it wasn't true. Then his teammates didn't have his back and said he needs to be accountable, you know, for that type of stuff. So they always have some type of things, buck breaking, humiliating, especially these males out here. And I know we'll get into that once we talk about this 50 Cent and all this other type stuff. But it's very, very apparent what they're trying to do to the image of the masculine or the male of the Black community. That's been going on how long? You know, that's not new. Right. You're absolutely correct with Roger Goodell and these other people. What's Adam Silver for the NBA? All of these commissioners, these owners are all in it with the Kabbalists, and they're working primetime magic. I'm going as far as to say they've developed a new sympathetic magic to control all of these people. I'm going as far as that. I'm talking about they control when you're going to break your damn leg. And I might be pulling my shoulder out saying that, but there's no coincidence that the quarterback for the Washington Commanders broke his arm similarly against the Seahawks, against a white linebacker who wore the number 42, which we know the number 42 is contributed in numerology to the N-word.
Nigga.
Martin Lawrence lived in apartment 42. Moses Walker, the first Black baseball player, he had 42 home runs or something. And Jackie Robinson wore the number 42. Right. You got now you got your boy Terrence Crawford, who just beat the white Hispanic in the match. He's retiring with 42 and 0. I'm like, get the F out of here. Here where I'm at, the quarterback for our team here, for our college team, the South Carolina Gamecocks, he was under arrest. We got a Black quarterback named Lenore Sellers. He was supposed to be the Heisman this year. He has a down season. He gets sacked this year. I heard this guy doing some stat reading. He was sacked 42 times this year. I said, man, this is unbelievable.
It just becomes unbelievable how blatant they've come with it within the past 5 years, ever since the fiasco in 2020. It seemed like to me, anyway, that they've gotten just more blatant with it because, again, people just not paying attention, except folks like us and people who are on the frequency and who actually can see is like, damn, y'all can't see this shit? What's going on with y'all? Y'all can't see it? Y'all can't make the connections? They're making the connections for you. They're doing it so blatantly. And it's like they gotten to a point because they know the masses ain't going to do shit about it. That's why they continue to do it. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it gets to a point where they won't see it unless their masters tell them to see it. It's almost like that "are we sick" type thing. Because I noticed that, and that's why I hate being partially a decoder and a spiritual counselor. You know, being a decoder, when something happens, my inbox gets blasted. You know, with stuff like, you got to cover this, you got to cover this. I'm like, listen, I've been doing this how long? And y'all are only interested in it if they tell you to be interested in it.
Right.
And when I reveal things that you aren't interested in, because we got to get into that subject, the topic matter of those Buddhist monks walking across the U.S. right now. I covered that. I went into that post and show how that's a psyop to the Stephen King's movie, The Long Walk. You got these Buddhist monks. I think they started in Texas where you at. And what they're walking to DC or some shit.
Right. Yeah. And the long walk. Right.
The long walk. I was like, the movie just came out called The Long Walk.
Yeah.
And everybody comes to the post like, what do you mean? They're Buddhist monks. They're doing spiritual stuff. You're supposed to be on their side.
It's crazy. You gotta laugh at this point because, like I said, they've gotten so blatant with it. Like, look at these dumb niggas. They not going to do nothing. Anyway. Let me shout out people who are in the chat. What's up? Greetings, Cosmic Chaos, Cosmic Puzzle Piece. Greetings, Maddie says dope glasses. They are some dope glasses you got, brother. I like those.
Appreciate it. My matrix shades.
Yeah, you need those. Or they live shades.
Right.
Words of wisdom. Salutes. Mike IL. What's going on, my brother? Peace and happy Friday, Chikezi. William says, I was born in Columbia, South Carolina. Go Gamecocks.
Salute.
Hopeful Elect says, what's y'all thoughts on the number 17 popping up a lot like Puka Nakua getting in trouble for so-called anti-Semitism?
I didn't hear about that.
I came across it briefly. I didn't really look into it. Once I saw anti-Semitism, I kind of turned away from it. I'm like, I'll go back to it. I was not in the mood right then and there. But apparently he made some kind of apology for something he did that was deemed anti-Semitic. So I don't even know. Hopefully we'll get back to you.
17, and the Semites are melanated people, but 59, right, which is the big Negro number, is the 17th prime number. So 17 is still being a trade. When they say anti-Semitism, they still talk about us. So that's cold. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I mean, Khalid Muhammad, if you ever followed him, he broke down beautifully and perfectly what an actual Semite is. And like I keep telling people, words mean things. I got to understand what Semite means. You know what I mean? They used words, besides all these rituals and stuff, they use words against you. Words operate at certain frequencies. And so they mean certain things. They don't say words just for no reason at all. So fuck that anti-Semitism shit that they be talking about, y'all. You know what I mean?
I can tell you did that.
I hate it. Yeah. Leha, what's up? I think I'm saying that right. Leha. I think.
Yeah, Leah. What's going on, goddess?
What's up? It's with Saturn, right?
Yeah.
What's up, Tosh? Hey, everybody doing? The brother Ani Osaru came and joined me today again. I'm going to break down some current events. Of course, he's always in the news, 50 Cent with the Diddy stuff. And what's going on with that one, brother?
So, that's another one. They're trying to make him a hero. And he's a part of the Hera Chef as well. He's part of Boule. G unit. The G unit is the Masonic symbol, the G. Right. So you're part of that unit, of course. And the funny thing, this is the biggest hilarious thing about it, Magic. Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison. So he's sentenced to 50 months, then 50 Cent makes the damn get out of here. And guess how long is 50 months? That's 4 years and 2 months. 42 once again. 4 years, 2 months. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And people act like this doesn't mean nothing, but they're Kabbalistically, archetypically placing these people. And the crazy thing with Welcome to Derry, the biggest show on television right now, 9.5, about a black family going against this cosmic Lovecraftian eldritch being, a clown. Diddy dressed up as Pennywise and as Joker.
He sure did.
He is a coincidence. He goes down when Welcome to Derry comes out. They bring Pennywise back out, and ironically, Trump gets rid of the penny this year. Trump got rid of the penny. There's no more pennies anymore. They're cleaning up. There's not going to be no production of pennies no more. And Pennywise it's literally hyperstitional where they're creating egregores in real time. And with the Diddy thing, Diddy serves as an archetype for black men in general. When they say no Diddy, especially when white people do it in a dominant society, they're framing that as all black men. That's what we don't realize. So that's why I don't get too much into the joking behavior of that, because I know how this society and how this world depicts things. And I'm speaking directly to black Americans when they do that, because they have to take out people who are higher in echelon of the tax bracket that are melanated people in America. And you notice that it starts, and I'm not saying that Diddy doesn't deserve to be taken down, and make no mistake about it, this guy diabolically has been participating into some type of priestcraft of initiations. I did the breakdown how the name Cassie means oil. We talking about baby oil. If you look up the etymology of the word Cassie, she's connected to the star constellation Cassiopeia. You know, Cassiopeia, and then all of that is contributed to body oils and things. And they say that he used to put so much oil on her, she used to glisten. She was illuminating. That's the Luciferian, the aspect, you know, of having her body glisten. You know, so that was initiation within itself. And the 50 Cent thing, because he's gonna get the chopping, he's gonna be on the chopping block as well.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, God.
No, I was agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to be on the the chopping block as well. You know, there's some things that's going to come out about him. There's this 14-year-old girl that was a cheerleader, and she was stretching on YouTube. She was stretching in her cheerleading poses, and 50 Cent posted that on his page and said, "Where's she at?" Then this he deleted it. See, they got to do this. It's not that 50 Cent liked that or was about that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they have to do these things. And most of the times they don't even control their accounts. We think they control their accounts. They don't even control their accounts. They have no control. They're free to do what they want because they're a part of the Freemasonic, Illuminati, Knights of Templar, all of this, you know, the Sabbateans, all of the networks. You can do anything. You're free to do anything up under the sun as long as you don't expose the secrets of the lodge. And I'm not talking about your community Freemasons, because, you know, I got to clarify that. I'm not talking about your community, local, what did Bobby say? Driving cabs, drinking liquor, Freemason.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, like my uncle or something. Those Negroes don't know nothing. Prince Hall, I'm not talking about them.
Right. I'm
not talking about them. I'm talking about the Alpha Lodges, the real connections to the people. And they're nothing but front faces. But anyways, 50 Cent, he's going to be on the chopping block. Also, he burned down his house when his wife and his child was in it. The courts try to spin it and say they don't know if it was him or if the wife burned it down, but that was an initiation too. That was early in his career. In him disowning his son, that's a Freemasonic tradition. It's called the not the widow's son. There is a widow's son, but it's called the Lewis curse. You guys look up the Lewis curse. It's when the firstborn son must be sacrificed if they don't join the Freemasonic order. That's what's going on with LeBron James' son right now. He's going through the Lewis curse, you know, because I was watching him in the G League earlier this week, and he was just making these sporadic passes. And I'm like, this is high school passes, you know, stuff that you learn continuity to do. He was just throwing the ball out of bounds and stuff. They say, oh, he has the lowest rating of plus and minus in the G League. You get it? The G League. You get that?
Got it.
You know, and it's the Lewis curse. So sometimes they have to either, like with Ghostface Killer, you gotta contribute. You got to give your son to the LGBT community.
Yep.
You got to do that sometimes. Sometimes your son got to be humiliated when he's supposed to be this great basketball player. Or sometimes you just got to outright disown your son to the public and he end up on drugs or something like Michael Jordan's son doing crack in the middle of LA in the daytime.
Yep. It's all of them, y'all. I say this all the time. It's all of them. All the big wigs, everybody that has gone down, they are all part of the boule. Like Ani said, the upper echelon. You know what I mean? Somebody said in the chat, what about Jay-Z? Yes, him too. All of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to hear, I think it was Steve Coakley break down the boule. It's an old lecture. Bobby has done it. Azazel Bay has done it. I think Phil Valentine has even done it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Ani has done it. So, you know, it's like the 67 program. Ani Osaru will be on it. Hopeful elect. Yeah, the world is a stage. Absolutely. None of this shit is real. I call it Masonic theater. You know what I mean? So I always know what I'm looking at. And I really don't pay attention to it. I pay enough attention to it to decode it for myself, but you know, I leave it to guys like yourself to bring it to the masses. Playing so-called divine clown archetype. I actually have not seen it yet. I have it recorded. I have all episodes recorded, but I have not actually watched it yet. Is it good? Is it something?
Yeah, that's a must see, especially by melanated people because they're coming out with it now. This is your Lovecraft Country 2.0, everyone.
Okay.
This is your Lovecraft Country. So they took Lovecraft Country. They're going to give you this. They're going to give you a black family, military family, upper tax bracket, and they're up in Derry in the 60s, and they're fighting. And there's one black man who gets his amygdala removed in Vietnam. So the amygdala is the part of the brain that causes you the fear. Mm-hmm. Pennywise, or this clown, the real name is the Deadlights. Some Egyptian stuff tied to that as well. But the clown can only get you, or this cosmic entity can only kill you if you're afraid. If you're afraid. So you have a melanated man who doesn't have the amygdala. So the military recruits him to go in there and retrieve these pieces of shards of this meteorite. Speaking about 3-Eye Atlas right now. Mm-hmm. That descended down here millions of years ago, and to come to figure out the meteorite is the thing that released this beam. So, and it got this one melanated child, the boy, he's a nerd, he's like a geek, but he figures out Pennywise before the military does. He said, oh, he makes you scared because he's salting the meat. He's getting you prepared. So he's not going to eat you until you get to a certain level of fear. So he kind of plays with his food. It's like you throwing a reel out into the lake or the river, and you catch a little fish. You're gonna throw that back into the lake, right?
Right.
When you catch a bigger fish, that means when you have enough fear, that's when he comes and gets you. But the whole thing is about the melanated family being connected to the Native Americans in there. Okay. You got to see what happens at the end. I'm gonna go into it when we get on Patreon this week. You got to see the last episode. The last episode, very critical. What happens to the black family, and it's connected to the farm. Everything is connected to farm right now. Even Candace Owens, because I figured out Candace Owens' real name is Farmer. I didn't even know that, but her husband's name is Farmer. His last.
So it's Candace Farmer? That's her name?
Her name is Candace Farmer. Her name is Candace Owens Farmer.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that either. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, these people politically, they take on certain names.
Right.
Like J.D. Vance, that's not even his name. That's his step parents' grandmother's name.
Okay.
His last name isn't Vance or none of that. He got that from his step parents' his grandfather or something family. So these people take on certain names for gematria means, because the people that are the Kabbalists or the upper echelon order, they're like, we don't like that name. Your name is going to be this.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's crazy, because as a child, I read that book and I was fascinated by it, but he didn't go into a whole lot of details. I'm talking about it now. So I was surprised when they came out with the series Welcome to Derry, and I'm like, what is that about? So I guess he didn't go into like the origins of Pennywise, and I'm assuming, and from what I read, that's what the series goes into, the actual origins of how he got here and everything, right?
Yeah, it's the origin story. In the book, it's kind of weird because I had to go back and watch all the movies last week, and then I figured out in the book that there's a part of the book where the children in the sewers in the 1990 book version, they run a choo-choo.
I was getting ready to say that. You beat me to it. I was getting ready to say that. They put that, they took, as a matter of fact, when I first saw, I didn't mean to cut you off, but when I first saw the movie, I think it may have been a miniseries. I was like, why did they take that part out? Because what happened, and the way they explain it in the book, Stephen King explains it, she was off somewhere else while they were running the choo-choo on her. But that actually happened, y'all. They took that part out. So go ahead with what you were going to say.
They had to take it out. I mean, you can't be. And he said, we had to take that out. But technically, they were saying that she gave this 11-year-old girl getting a choo-choo with 6 other 11-year-old boys, but they're all nerds. They're called the Loser Club. But the point is that if I give them me, the virgin, because she was a virgin, it's Osirian right. It's a Babylonian rites.
Exactly.
It's Babylonian rites. If I give them me, then they'll become an adult by having, because he only comes after virgins pretty much. Saying Pennywise, because you got to have the Shining. You have to have so you got to watch the movie The Shining. Because there's another guy named Dick Halloran that's in the Shining series that helps a little white boy. And in return, the little white boy grows up and helps this little black girl in Dr. Sleep named Abra Stone. The stone is also Freemasonry as well. The stone is very connected to it. But Abra Stone, come to figure out, we're testing who has the most powerful Shining. You seen the Green Mile?
Absolutely. I have.
What was the big brother? What was the big brother name? Is the
Michael Clark Duncan.
He has the Shining. Remember, he was healing them white people. It's the whole magical Negro type thing.
Taking out the cancer and everything. Yeah.
Right. So Dick Halloran in the series, he's the person helping the military find all of these artifacts with his Shining ability. He said his grandmother was the first person who had the Shining, and she's from Louisiana. You see that? So they're connecting it to the whole hoodoo whole thing, or the magic that we have. And Dick Halloran, he even, well, I won't tell you that in the series, but he is like the only person that can go toe to toe with this cosmic Lovecraftian entity called It. Is a melanated man who has this powerful psychic ability, and these kids don't know that they have the Shining.
I noticed he does that a lot too. He because I was a big fan of Stephen King and his books at a young age, and he connects all of his characters, like from It, the Talisman. I mean, all of you'll find a little bit of the characters in each of his stories. So I'm not surprised to hear you say that. So you say The Shining is one of my favorites, actually. I watched that during the month of October every time it come on. I like that movie that much. But as a series also. That's what you're saying?
Well, they're about to come out with that hotel. I forgot the name of the hotel in The Shining. They're about to come out with a new. They're planning to put that guy that's in Welcome to Derry in a series to show how he became a cook for that hotel and things around that.
Okay.
And then you have to, because Dick Halloran is in Dr. Sleep. He's in the other Shining, and he's in the original Shining.
Right. He's it's called the Overlook Hotel.
Right, because they kill him off. Yeah, the Overlook. They kill him off in The Shining, but in the book he doesn't die, and that made a lot of fans mad. But they had to kill the black man. Like somebody said in the chat, he's Osiris.
He's playing the role of Osiris, right? Hopefully,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Overlook Hotel and everything.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I cringe every time I see that part too. You know, he had his rod grabbed in the movie. If you know the story of Osiris, exactly.
What movie?
When he's talking about when Michael Clark Duncan, he's suffering from
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
suffering from something his genitals, and he's
yeah.
suffering from it. And in order to cure him, Michael Clark Duncan has to grab his dingling. You know what I mean?
Humiliation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was. He was suffering from something that was really bad. It was really painful, and like he cured the warden's wife of cancer, he had to cure Tom Hanks. So yeah,
they had to cure all of them white people and stuff.
exactly. Let's go up to some. Man, they've been talking in the chat. Let's see. They have to show their obeisance to the goat god Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially Jay-Z. Oh, especially Jay-Z.
Yeah. The hammer's coming out, Jay-Z.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all know about Nights 5?
I'm not sure about that.
Me either, because she says, what do you know about Nights 4?
Not sure. Seen that, Cosmic.
Yeah. Adrenochrome. Oh, yeah. What's up, Peace? Mooney, sitting here talking again to the brother Ani Osaru, breaking down some of the current events that's going on. Yeah, it was on a farm ever since the moon, aka Sin, came here. Damn, she took it way back. I've said that so many times that yeah, this is just a farm, and they consider the masses cattle, or like the Jews say that everybody's what's the word they use? Goyim, right? Goyim. They said Candace Owens' husband allegedly has some affiliation with the Jesuits. Oh, it's all connected. What's up, Crocs? What's up? Yeah. And Aline Camp says, "Happy Friday, Ani."
Peace.
Said, watch the M6.
Yeah, the M6. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, what's up, doctor? That's the doctor. Say Mr. Green Man. Okay. All right. So where are we? Let's see. Knights of St. Peter.
Okay. Yeah, I know about the Knights of St. Peter.
That's it. There you go. He had a severe urinary tract infection. That's exactly what it was. And it was really hurting him. He was suffering from it bad in the movie. And so Michael Clark Duncan had to grab his jump to, you know what I mean?
I don't remember no parts of that. I don't remember that.
Right. Like I said, though, I only remember it because, like I said, I've been a Stephen King fan. What the hell I was doing, reading his books like 9 years old, like The Shining and Carrie, Christine. So that's why I know all that. So.
Well, the interesting thing is, I've been telling everybody that the Stephen King universe is bleeding into this reality. Remember, he had the movie The Mist. This whole entire cold front, they announced that there was something called a radiation fog covering the country. What the hell is that? Radiation fog? I've never heard no shit like that in my time. Right, it is now. Yeah, it's in the news. Yeah, it's radiation fog. Who the hell is putting radiation fog out here?
Chemtrails.
Right, exactly. And in The Mist, there's the realm where Pennywise comes from. It's a realm called the Macroverse. There's a part of the Macroverse called the Toadash space. The Toadash space is where all the evil entities, and they're saying that all of the evil entities are pretty much the same archetype, breeding with each other, and they're breeding over and over, and they make all of these other enemies that you see in The Stand. If you look in The Stand, the Man in Black or the Crimson King, they're similar to Pennywise. They're fear parasites. That's another thing, is parasitism is what 2025 was all about. But there's this great god in the Pennywise universe that they've been showing little unveilings to, but they never actually brought this god into a literal form. But the god is called Maturin or Maturin. It's a turtle god. And going back into the Native Americans, they're called the turtle people. Doesn't that sound like something connected to the Moors and Turtle Island and everything? You see what I'm saying? And even do you know who kills Pennywise? I mean, y'all know from 2019 who kills Pennywise is a black man. It's a black man. He's the grandson. No, he's the son of the little boy in Welcome to Derry.
Okay.
If Pennywise says in the series, he says, I know who's going to kill me. But he says the past, the present, and the future is all simultaneous to me. Because the Lovecraftian being was the melanated people in the first place. Bobby told you that. That's what they really fear, is what we are cosmically in relationship to the planet, not the actual avatar of me being here. It's what is the energy behind the cold fusion of what we are is the real fear. That's what's rupturing this planet. That's what has the platonic relationship to the telluric currents of what Gaia is. That's what they're worried about. That's what Pennywise is a Rakshaksha demon in the Vedic text. If you look up a Rakshaksha, that's where clowns get their face from. That's where the Nephilim get their visage of what they are. And a Rakshaksha is a forest spirit, Gaia. Because when Dick Halloran sees dead people with the Shining, he has to take the maturin plant from the Native Americans to stop the dead people in his head. He had to go back to the roots, to Gaia. And he said, wow, man, that maturin plant, that maturin root really did a job on me. Now he can focus. But the point I was making is that they got this big turtle who's God. The turtle is supposed to be the thing that's protecting the children without them knowing. Did you know last week they announced the oldest turtle on Earth died?
I did see that.
When the season finale came out, the oldest turtle on Earth died. You think that's coincidence?
Absolutely not. There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Right. And the mascot of the school is a turtle, by the way.
Right. It's crazy how all this is happening at the same time. And don't forget the Kabbalistic show Stranger Things coming out during winter for Saturn. And somebody has a question for you. Please ask your question for Ani, hopeful elect. In all of his stories, though, that the black person, he always has a black person as a savior. You know what I mean? The Green Mile, The Stand, The Shining. It's always a black person at the middle of it. That's the God.
True.
What I mean? So
very, very true.
Pennywise on Welcome to Derry was on steroids compared to the films.
I went back and watched the films. I don't know why people are saying that. I mean, I don't really scare too easily. There's only one film that really scared me, and that was the ventriloquist film.
Magic?
Dead Silence.
That's it. Okay, I got the picture in my head. Okay, yeah.
Dead Silence. But I was a kid. I was like 15 or 16 when that came out. That kind of freaked me out. That movie freaked me out. But since then, so when I watch the 1990, the 2017, 2019, I see what they mean visually with them giving him the whole blood suit and the graphics, the CGI getting better. But 1990 was scary too. Kinda. That big ass spider was kind of hideous. They were picking at it, but that spider at the end and some of the kills he did was, you didn't see the CGI, but it made you think in your mind, in your imagination. I guess you got to have an imagination to really understand what you were trying to do.
Yeah, you do. I love the older films compared to the new ones, because just because you can make the graphics better doesn't mean the film is better. Doesn't mean that you know what I'm saying?
The film was better. You're right. The film was better. It was better acting, and I felt more relatable to the story in the older film. I don't know what it is. I guess some people, they're caught into how they see it. And I guess that's astrology.
Right. It's just better graphics. Just like you said, it's just better. Like she
they
said.
They want to see it. I don't need to see it. Better graphics. Me personally, I don't need to see better graphics for me to declare it a better movie or a better version of him. I want to connect directly with it. And for some reason, a lot of people are saying that the 1990 version was trash and everything. I actually liked it.
I did too. But and like I said, I read the book, so I understood it more, and just the older pictures was more suspenseful. There's more substance to the story. You know what I mean? And you kind of use your imagination. They didn't use graphics to sell you the story. They used context. You know what I'm saying? Like the Fury freaked me out at the end of it. Carrie still freaks me out at the gym scene.
She has The Shining too, by the way.
Exactly. So I mean, people, like you said, get caught up in the graphics. It is what it is, though. I don't care. The graphics don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, I don't mean shit.
Yeah.
But it was great. I ain't gonna lie. That last episode, that was some crazy stuff. And welcome. That was probably one of the best TV series finales I've seen in a long time.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it now. I think so. It's completed now. The whole thing is done, right?
It's done. Season 1 is completed.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to do. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make that my project this weekend. I'm gonna watch Welcome to Derry. Let's see. There's your question. Have you ever seen the picture Salvatore Mundi?
Yes, I have. Yeah, with the bridge and everything. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. They said Maddie says the old film had him scared to go to the woods as a child. Man, they made a lot of people scared of clowns. It did. So
I never was scared of clowns. I mean, I never saw clowns like that. So I couldn't be afraid of it if I didn't see. I feel like clowns is another era. Did you grow up seeing clowns? I mean, clowns wasn't around really like that.
Yeah. No, not really. No, what I was saying though, Ronald McDonald. That's about it.
But yeah, good point.
Ronald McDonald. But no, I was saying that the movie is what I was saying. It made people, not me, but people afraid of clowns. What I mean is like, okay, you're afraid of clowns, but you're not gonna see clowns. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell are you talking like? This is a different era. Clowns was an era like in the 50s or something. 50s,
right?
Like early. Like nobody hires a clown to come to their house no more.
Right.
That's been removed.
Right.
Way long. I mean, you go to the circus, you might see some clowns or something like that, but not like that.
But not like that. You ain't gonna just meet one randomly.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're out of style or out of the era or whatever.
Right. Yeah. People tripping on that 90s version. The 90s version was fire. It was.
Right.
It was.
And esoteric.
Absolutely. Better scripts, dialogue. Exactly. And that's the same clown archetype in Spawn. I forgot about that movie. Yeah. Michael J. White. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I told you something because they're talking about the Rakshaksha. And with people who have Vedic astrology, I've said this on Donut's channel, Rakshaksha placements are people who have a more violent life, who have a more traumatic life. That means you have like planets like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, the north and the south node in your chart. When I be looking at people's chart, I can determine if your chart is more Rakshakshic, or is it more Davic, or is it more Manushic? Manushic is more human, Davic's more angel. Rakshakshic is more demonic. Not demonic in a sense of evil. It just means you have tamasic energy. You have Rajas, Tamas, and Tejas. So it's talking about pure energy, heavy energy. Like what I mean by heavy, a tamasic food would be meat. When you eat steak or chicken, it's tamasic because when you eat that, it takes more to break that down on your gut. So it's heavy on you and it reduces your spiritual purity. That's why the ancients would talk about vegetarianism is pertaining to spirits as well. So that's a tamasic food. So you can have a tamasic chart and have heavier energies in your chart. And that's why you endure life harder than others. It's the planetary alignment to the frequencies plasmically to you when you were born. And as the planetary transits continue on, they affect you different. And that's why you go through your hardships. So you're supposed to have a remedy where you do certain things to mitigate this debilitation of planets in your chart that are more heavy. And a lot of people don't understand that. So even the colors that you wear day by day, because the planets have enemies. There's a planet, every planet has an op. If you want to put it into YN terms, there's an op to another op. The sun's op is Saturn. You see what I'm saying? The moon is the only planetary body that doesn't have an enemy. So what you wear, what you do spiritually in the morning, because in the morning, you know, the pineal is more active in Aries, it's in Mars, it's action time around 6 a.m. How you start your day starts the motion of the planetary energies. So people who have a more Rakshashic chart, they have to do certain things to mitigate that energy. So that's going back into that. That's what the clown or the Nephilim archetype actually comes from, is a Vedic Rakshashic being, which is a demonic Asura in the Hindu mythology.
Gotcha. Wow. He said a mouthful with that one. Good job. Good job. Great shit. All right.
No problem.
Remember when people dressed up like clowns back in 2016, scaring people?
I don't remember that.
I don't recall that one either. I don't.
Was it the what was the movie? The not The Siege. When they were riding around in the cars. The Purge. I think they were dressed.
Oh, the Purge.
I think they were dressed as clowns. I'm not sure.
They had masks, various masks on.
Yeah, it was mask. It was like some mask or something. Oh, the Saw person. That's a Saw. You know the movie Saw?
Damn, I'm losing it. Yeah. I know the movie. He rides around on that little
tricycle.
Like yeah. But I was thinking about American Horror Story too. Cult came out around then, I think. No, never mind. They was dressed. They was wearing strange masks there too.
It was mask.
Yeah,
it was mask. Yeah. But yeah, that Spawn movie, that was interesting for Lloyd to bring up because he does defeat the clown at the end.
John Leguizamo was the clown, right? That's who that clown was.
That was John Leguizamo?
That was John Leguizamo. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That was him. Yeah, that was John Leguizamo on Spawn. Yep.
Now
I'm going to have to rewatch that one.
Me too.
Jamie Foxx is about to star as King Spawn. Did you know that one?
Nah, we don't know if that's coming out. Todd McFlurrin is messing up. They need to go ahead and let Blumhouse needs to sell that strip because we've been waiting on Spawn since what, 1995.
95.
But that's the thing about it. They're sabotaging the Wonder Man movie coming out for the new Avenger. They don't want that black man to play Wonder Man. You know, he's the first Marvel character other than Ironheart, because Ironheart was pretty good, and they didn't give it no promotion. Now Spawn, they don't want Spawn. They don't want a melanated, focused superhero with that type of ability to get funding and promotion behind it. So that's why they keep sabotaging and pushing it back.
That's what they do. You know what I mean? That's just what they do. Bozo was the clown in my chart. He was uncool. Uncool. Okay. The Great Wall shows a lot too. They show how
the Great Wall.
They look before taking the current look.
Okay.
John Wayne Gacy, the Syracuse, used to do clown shows. Huh.
Yeah, that's the Order of the Clowns. The Order of the Clowns is a Masonic group.
I just watched Joker just the other day too. I'm not
I
sure if
never
you've seen
saw
that
Joker.
one. You never saw that one?
2019 Joker. I've been wanting to see it. I don't know. My spirit just be like, I don't, you know.
It's just, it's psychological more than anything. It's just a slow descent into madness. More so how the Joker became. It's an archetype, really. So see it if you don't see it, you ain't missing nothing. To be quite honest, you know what I mean. So
I get it.
yeah. They look before they okay. They say the Monday painting is what Christ looked like, but was really Leonardo da Vinci lover Sally. Was wondering if Ani believes the blonde-haired man is just a depiction of divine child like the Rebus.
More like a moon child, not a divine child. You gotta look into the moon child. Look into the Kuna moon child. CUNA moon child. Type that into academia research. It'll tell you what all the blonde and the lighter skinned person archetype is.
Insane clown posse. God damn, he went back.
True.
Insane clown posse. Wow.
They're from Detroit, right? Yeah, they're from Detroit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Saw is also the Osiris-based story. Major key Saw. Eddie Murphy is an odd ventriloquist.
Yeah, I saw the weird stuff Eddie Murphy was doing that 50 Cent was promoting. He had like puppets of I think he had a puppet of 50 Cent and Diddy.
Really? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I did see that. Some weird shit. More weird shit. They just have not stopped all year, man. They started at the beginning of the year and they have not. It was been nonstop all 2025. Just constant mass rituals. Like, how y'all still sing? Like, seriously, how y'all got y'all senses still? You know what I mean? Man. How big is the Stephen King? You have not seen it all. It's big. And like I said, he stretches his character. You'll see some mention. If you read his books are very detailed. So I like reading the books. His books are very detailed. And you'll see like Pennywise was in like maybe the Dark Tower series. That was a great series. Like
Dark Tower is the main thing.
8-9 books or something. And that was an amazing thing. I hate what they did with the movie with Idris Elba because they didn't cover it all. You know what I mean? But
the boy in there has the Shining too. In the Dark Tower movie, he has the Shining. I'll be drawing the picture.
Yeah.
Now they're about to remake. They did Welcome to Derry so they can get the money to remake the Dark Tower.
Oh, so they are remaking it then? Okay.
They're going to remake the whole thing because now they got to make it into a TV series.
Okay. I was wondering how they were going to do that because I think I seen Pennywise in The Talisman too, which is one of his books that's not really well known, but he goes into multiverses in that one. It's not a very well known book of his, but it's one of his most fascinating in my opinion. It's called The Talisman. This little boy has to go on a journey to cure his mother for cancer. He has to go to this alternate world, though, you know, and Dick Halloran is in that. Now that I think about it, who set him on his journey.
See, that's why they got to make a Dick Halloran spinoff new TV series because the multiverse in his universe is ran by a cosmic being called Gan, Gan, and he's like a neutral being, but he allows good and evil to fight between these beams, which is the Dark Towers. And that's what the Crimson King rules over that universe with the evil. And you got that polar bear, some big ass polar bear with a satellite on his back. That's Maturin's homeboy. That's the good side.
Okay. That's in like I said, the Dark Tower series, that whole book series, every single book was fascinating because he goes into cowboys and westerns and alternate universe. I mean, it's just deep, and that's how I was wondering how they was going to make that into a movie, and he just didn't cover it all at all. He just did the first book. You know what I mean? So he goes into so much, and so I'm really interested now that you said that. See how they're going to do it this time around, because that's one of my favorite series of his.
Yeah, they got to remake that.
Yeah, it's all about Hapi, the Egyptian god.
Mm-hmm.
I love ICP Joker. Yes, Joker, the 2019 with Joaquin Phoenix. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin.
Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. The puppets were likely AI. Those puppets that Eddie Murphy did. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was real. I think he really does that. I think he really does the ventriloquist. But in this era, you do have to double check.
You do. You absolutely do. Ain't shit real anymore. And symbology of the hand crank Jack in a Box toy. Symbology of the hand crank Jack in a Box
That's
toy.
the soul. That's the soul in the box. And you got to wind it up. That's the Kundalini. And then the thing pops out.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out of the box, getting out of the 3D. That's all esoteric.
Yeah. And what does the turtle represent in the Stephen King universe?
As God. The turtle is the god of Earth. He's the physical embodiment of the good God, not the Yahweh demiurge being. He's supposed to be the good half of God. And they said that he threw up. He ate something bad and it unsettled his stomach. And he's the being who threw something up out of his mouth. And that's how the physical universe was created. Mm. So the Native Americans worship him because he's behind the scenes putting positive energy behind humanity. And that's what's mitigating and battling. And they said that his energy is what allowed Rich to come back in the last episode. Those who've seen it, they'll understand what I mean. And that's why they actually beat him in the series. Well, they didn't beat him. I ain't let nothing. You don't really beat, because it's like the cycle. You know, in Stephen King's universe, he talks about the wheel. You don't really beat Pennywise or these beings. You just stop it until the next period.
Right. Right. I'm trying to think of the kids movie. Bobby actually recommended it. There's a big turtle in it. Damn it, the never ending story. There's a
never
big
ending story. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Let's see. So hard to know nowadays whether AI or not. This is what I feared a long time ago. I said they gonna make a world where you ain't gonna be able to tell shit. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on the show Atlanta having so many esoteric symbology and Black history? I peeped he found similar things I found when D'Angelo transitioned.
Yeah, I did see some esoteric stuff around the show Atlanta, and this guy Childish Gambino is a very prized moon child because they prioritize certain moon children over others. There's a lot of deaths connected to Childish Gambino. Just just around him, his gematria, who he's around, because he's done humiliation ritual. They show videos of him before he became famous on Broadway kissing white men. You can look that up. Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I got the picture. I got it in my phone. So, him. What's the other guy, that Paperboy, the actor that played Paperboy in Atlanta? A lot of rituals around him too. The big black guy that played in Marvel. He played the gay god in the what's the Eternals? The Eternals. He played a gay Eternal. But he also has this show. He also has this show called Class of 2009. Got to watch that show where he's the head of the FBI in the future, and there's an AI system running the whole world.
Right.
That was a good ass damn show. I don't know if they came out with season 2 or something, but Class of 09.
It's on what? It's on the streaming?
I'm not sure. I watched this about 3 years ago. I'm not sure, and I watch everything from like a pirate site or something like that. But
right,
in the TV series, it shows you the process of how FBI agents become agents. So that's why it's good to watch. It shows their training. It shows what they go through, and then they speed it up into the future and show how they become corrupted.
Really? Oh, I'm interested. I'm definitely interested in that one. Class of 09 is what it's called?
Class of 09. Gotta watch that. AI system running the whole planet and showing the biometric data. Well, you know, they gotta have a white woman to feed them or something like that. If something like that happens, you know.
I want to watch that show, but don't want to see the races I know that's being presented. Okay, which show are we talking about with that one? Which show?
I don't want to watch the racism. I think he's talking about Welcome to Derry because it's back in the 60s.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. You got to get past that, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you mad for a reason, but I mean, shit, man. You just got to if you're trying to get the esoteric revelation out of it, guys, you have to get past some of the gay shit, and you got to get past the racism.
You're gonna have to, and like I tell my audience all the time, you know, the more you rise in spirituality and ascension, you're just gonna have to get past certain stuff. You got to realize they're gonna continue to do that. You know, that's their playground. Hollywood's their playground. Is how they play out their rituals. Is how they want to foresee the future. You know what I'm saying? And it's how they mold the minds of the masses. They're not going to stop that. So you're going to have to see it. You know what I mean? Like Ani said, in order to get the esoteric information, you're just going to really have to get past that.
Yeah, it's a humiliation on humanity, and their job as the Sabbateans is to have us build our prison unknowingly. And they think that the inversion forces the Messiah. So they think they're doing something good. But at the same time as a Hegelian dialectic, they're creating the Messiah.
Right. Great point. What's up, Ultra Instinct? I ain't see you sneaking here, sir. He wants to know if you've seen Nas.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've watched it, but I didn't finish it. I've watched it though because I think somebody recommended that I watch that, but I never finished it.
Okay, so I'm assuming they talking about Childish Gambino. He got buck broke in the Eternals.
No, Paperboy, the actor.
Oh,
that played Paperboy.
Okay,
he's Childish Gambino, or they're the stars of Atlanta. Him and Childish Gambino. I got the actor name.
Okay. And you know, a way that you can get past that, the buck breaking is watch the buck breaking documentary by what's his name? Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, that's a great breakdown on buck breaking. You know what I mean? And like I said, the racism that they show, yes, it's for a reason. It's for to continue to put you in a state of perpetual fear and, you know, hopelessness and depression. Get past it, though. You know what I mean? I know it's easier said than done, but in order to get the information, you're going to have to get past certain stuff. Like, I have a triple X-rated movie that by Azazel Bass on sex magic. And he warns in the beginning, please ground yourself before you watch this. It's that bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What they're doing to a black woman on this. Their fetishes played out. It's triple X rated for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I've had some students they said they couldn't watch it. It's that bad. You know what I mean? But again, certain things you want to get the information. That's my whole point. You want to get the information, you don't have to suffer through it.
Yeah, and it trains it's not built for everyone to understand the intricacies of certain understandings. You know, to be a true quote unquote occultist, a spiritualist, or a metaphysicist, it's the same thing as scientists. Sometimes you got to reach your hand into shit, and you have to extract the shit out and put a microscope under the shit to figure out what's going on in the body. And nobody want to do it.
That is a great analogy right there. Yes, he's absolutely right. You got to do it, man.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah, somebody got to do it. Yeah.
How you think they figure shit out? Literally.
Right. They got to smell it. They got to touch it.
Yeah, I got this going on, you know.
Right. Peace, Katrina. That's the homie. What's going on? Peace, Katrina. What didn't we cover? Did we go over Erica Kirk or Rob Reiner? Rob Reiner.
Yeah, Rob Reiner was supposedly. Yeah, so Rob Reiner spoke out a lot against Trump, and Trump made some disparaging remarks about his death, which I was taken back by that. I was like, damn. I don't know. Has Trump ever talked about somebody who died and talked shit about them? I don't know if he did that before, even though I know he's a moon child too. But
yeah, but he did that though. Well, so even I was like, I'm never surprised about nothing he does, but when he did that, I'm like, well, damn, man, really?
Yeah,
he did that. God.
I mean, like a day later though, I'm like, damn, you ain't waiting to get cold yet.
Right.
The casket just got lowered in the. I don't even know the casket. I don't even think the funeral happened yet. Matter of fact, the funeral hasn't even happened yet. So that's
it crazy. Hasn't. And he made those remarks, and I'm like, wow.
And he was killed. Him and his wife was killed by the son, right?
By the son. Yeah, it's a very personal killing.
You know, that only happens over there, you know. You don't really see that. Yeah, because that's crazy. But Rob Reiner was a veteran filmmaker, political commentator. He was killed on December 14th at 3:30. So you got that 33. And the thing about it, him and his son, he made a movie. He produced a movie for his son to play. He only produced this one movie with his son in it. Guess what the movie is called?
What's that?
Being Charlie.
Charlie Kirk, huh?
It's a connection to Charlie Kirk. Being Charlie. About some type of rich family, but they have drug addictions and the boy has to get over his addictions or something like that. But December 14th and Being Charlie equals the same thing in all three ciphers, 88, 299, 92. Reiner equals 42, like homicide. He's mainly known for the movie he played in. I don't know the name of it, but he played a person named Meathead. You know that movie?
No, I don't.
Okay, that equals 42. Brentwood, where they were killed. They said it was a connection to OJ in that Brentwood killing. But Brentwood equals 44, murder equals 44, December 14, 44, Los Angeles in December 44 and 161. Rob Reiner, Nick Reiner, that's his son name that killed him, equals 59. Freemasonry equals 59. Trump equals 59. And Trump called him the next day a deranged person, and he was bad for our country. A deranged person and bad for our country equals the same gematria in the four main ciphers: 79, 26, 105, 26. So they chose those two things for a reason. And I'll go deeper, guys. I got more numbers on Patreon. You come join my Patreon. I'll go deeper into it. But what's your thoughts on his son killing him and everything?
It's all of his ritual to me. You know what I'm saying? It all, like you said, lines up with Charlie Kirk. I mean, none of this is by. They do everything by the numbers, like every single thing. And like I tell people, and I recommend your channel too. I say Ani does a great job of breaking down the gematria, so that if you understand gematria even just a little bit, you'll decode anything you see. Any of the psyops that they pull out, you can actually decode it and see all the connections, and you'll be like, God, you'll never look at the world the same. You'll never look at what they're putting out there. You know what I mean? Instead of getting upset and all in your feelings and the emotions about it, you'll get to a better understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing I learned about gematria, there's a book called Hoodoo Bible that you guys should get. I forgot the name of the author, but I read that the gematria in the Bible, there's a reason why the first couple words of the Bible, it relates to the Hebrew language. In the book, it tells you certain Bible verses, the gematria is arranged in a way numerically that it activates a plasma magically when you say it. And so many people have said it over time that when you do your particular hoodoo invocation, when you wash yourself a certain way and you put on these body oils and you do these certain rituals. You go and get dirt from a bank or a graveyard and you pour it on the front in front of your door or in the back of your house, and you go up and you clean yourself and you recite a Bible verse over and over. It was saying in the book that the Bible verse, certain Bible verses have these energies, especially gaining egregoric momentum with people reciting it over the years, that when you say it activates portals to probability realities that you can determine in you reciting them. That's the same thing they're doing with these people. You don't realize the numerology is coded in their reality. When they tell them to go somewhere, there's a reason why they selected that particular place, because of the gematria and the relationship of what the gematria is Kabbalistically to what they're orchestrating. And you can do the same thing for your reality.
That is great tip there. You know what I'm saying? Because in some hoodoo rituals, like say for instance, a money ritual requires you to go to like 7 different banks and get the dirt from those banks, and then do an invocation and say some Bible verses, very detailed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Is this it right here? I had while you were speaking, I pulled it up. This might be it. Give me 1 second. It's called the Hoodoo Bible, is what you were talking about. I think this is it.
All right.
I'm trying to share my screen. Give me a second.
I've been reading deep into that. Even where Martin Luther King, where he was shot, in that book, it was saying that there was a hoodoo store right across the street from that hotel in Memphis he got shot at. Yeah. And they helped fund some of the wedding and some of the remodeling of that hotel now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the book that you're talking about?
Oh, that looks different, but hold on, let me make sure, because sometimes the cover, they have like multiple covers for like one book.
Right.
What's the author on it? I can't see the author name.
I'm trying to navigate it. It's Mama Marie is the name, is the author of this one.
Hold on. Pull it
the
up
Hoodoo
right
Bible,
now.
the 7-in-1 Root Doctor's Companion to Black Folk Magic, Mama Marie.
That sounds like some powerful shit, even if it ain't it.
It's almost 1,000 pages. Came out in 21.
Now, mine's is the Hoodoo Bible, the Sacreds. No, okay, it's called Hoodoo Bible Magic.
Okay,
Hoodoo
I never
Bible
heard of that
Magic,
one.
The Sacred Secrets of Scriptural Sorcery by Miss Michelle and Professor Charles Potterfield.
Okay.
Professor Charles Potterfield. Hoodoo Bible Magic. That book Man, it goes into a lot of Black history that have hoodoo themes behind it. It goes into the main hoodoo figures like Dr. Buzzard, and it tells things that you may have not known.
Right.
You know, it's categorizing history, but it also reveals certain instances where you didn't know certain things was being funded by the hoodoo store,
right,
or
right.
places that used to sell hoodoo items that's been converted into other industries now. That blew my mind.
I bet. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Donald Glover had a stroke. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you know that? Did he have a stroke?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know that. Okay. Eat the good shit, spit out the trash. I ain't eating it, but yeah, I get your point.
Right.
I get your point.
We got what you meant.
Right. Come to the understanding that most things that involve denigrating us so-called Black people is really just, that's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? It is intended for you, like I said, hopelessness, a sense of hopelessness, like you can't never get ahead. This is all you meant to be. This is why they always putting out slave movies every goddamn year. You know what I mean? It's the hopelessness, and to keep you at a certain low vibration. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not for you to reach your godhood. But you, like I said, you gotta get past it. When you know, who said it? Knowledge makes any man unfit to be a slave. I think Frederick Douglass might have said that. But you know, once you know their origin, your origin, the origins of everything, and why certain things work the way they do and why they do stuff, then it won't bother you anymore. And you'll see it for what it is. You'll rise past it. I know it sounds difficult, but eventually you'll get there.
I mean, I started to take it, learning from the master teachers. I started to realize why they have to do what they do.
Exactly.
And I'll be like, okay, I'm a part of the badass group of people. So they have to make it so that we don't understand how badass we are.
Exactly.
So
Bobby has said this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's a rites of passage for them to integrate. It's just a rites of passage. So I don't even take it personal no more. Even when they're in front of me, I've seen them in front of me do stuff that they think I don't see. Right. And it's not like I'm being conscious, like, oh, I've got to blame white people for everything. It's innate in the nature, because you get that type, oh, is it white people fault? And no, it's innate in their nature, and they've been breeding this spiritual parasite of race and the dynamics of it for a long time. And now that I understand it, it doesn't even bother me no more.
Absolutely. Great point. You know, Bobby, if you watch any of Bobby's lectures, he said this more than once. And I think on Black Mystical Agenda, he says what they do in their Masonic rituals, you know, about how you always got to keep this Black man down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
they find a Black guy off the street, like a homeless guy, right?
Right. That's exactly what he said. Yup. You know, actually going, waking up and watching a Bobby video, that's a great way to start you. Just a suggestion. I do it a lot. You know, I'll look at one of the master teachers when I wake up in the morning. You know, just to get me started and get me going. You know what I mean? So
me too. While I'm at work, I gotta get like at least a good 30 to an hour. I get some information, and then I go into what I need to listen to for the day or whatever I need to do. But it is very good to get that lesson, family.
Absolutely. It's a big part of these hive mind beings, like the Beehive X family. Trump, no common sense filter, none whatsoever. There was I think I'm behind on these. Meathead is from Archie Bunker. It sure is. He used to call his son-in-law Rob Reiner Meathead.
Yep. Yeah, Meathead.
He sure did. Okay. Probably Rob was on the Epstein list.
They say that.
Yeah. And just understand Chilean dialectics as well. Messed
Very
up. Trump
dialectic.
said that you could clearly see the guy was messed up and very ignored by his parents. Just a really messed up situation. Anything on the old Nordic tradition called 12 Days of the Hunt? Excuse me.
12 Days of the Hunt. I know about the hunt. Very, very intricate what the hunt is, but the specifics of your question, I'm not familiar with that. What the 12 Days of the Hunt is in the Nordic tradition, but the Nordic tradition is rich with a lot of Osirian mythological, magical aspects that you need to look at, like the whole hangman. When you get a black person being hanged from a tree, that's all Nordic mythology. That's Odin. He hangs on the tree so he can acquire the wisdom of the runes, and it's connected to the Ymir giant, who actually was the first giant that came out, the Ginnungagap. The Ginnungagap is the portal of chaos in the Nordic tradition, and Odin births these sons, and he has, some other children as well, but they have to fight against Jormungandr, this giant serpent that wraps around the entire planet. And I came to learn that Jormungandr within itself is gravity, or the physical dimension within itself, but that's all Naga detail, but it's very intricate in Nordic mythology that people understand, because everything we speak is Nordic. Like all the days of the week is Nordic, so you have to understand it and know why that programming is in that. But in a magical context and mythological context, it's good for you to get that history.
Right. Just like Bobby told y'all, look at all the mythologies, all about us, all of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's history. It's not some made up shit like Atlantis wasn't some made up shit. These are actually civilizations. That's why I'm very heavily into studying like the Sumerian cultures and the history, and the Babylonians, the Assyrians, all those indigenous, let's put it that way, indigenous civilizations. You know what I'm saying? So
American Gods, that's what I meant. I'm sorry to cut you off. American Gods have all of that in there.
Yes. Love that series. Love that. I wish they went to a third season, but I think a lot of people got turned off by how they did Orlando Jones during that,
Not even that, how they did Shadow Moon at the end, how he had to kill his son to take his body, and they show you that's what it's all about.
Right.
Taking out bodies.
Lovecraft Country. Exactly.
Yeah. And Get Out.
Get Out, right. How much more blatant can you get? Get Out.
Yeah.
Peace, brother Wolverine. Okay. What does Ani think about the Paul and AJ fight? Does he see this being esoteric fight like the Mike Tyson mooning ritual? Oh, that shit.
Jake Paul, yeah, I remember the mooning ritual. Jake Paul and the big guy. Yeah, I mean, it's just rituals, just numerology and humiliation. I won't be surprised if Jake Paul knock out this big Negro, right? Something like that. So don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
Don't get in your feelings, because it's probably gonna happen.
Right.
It's probably gonna happen.
Well, he just slips on his shoe and he hits him in the jaw. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest white boxer of all time, or something like that. And he's a YouTuber, by the way.
Right. Yep, that's because many of the Nordic stuff goes back to the Normans, who were a group of melanated people that eventually became Anglo-Saxons and some Irish. It gets deep when you go, the further back you go, it gets deep. Oh, that was my point I wanted to make earlier. I came across a sister on one of the reels on Facebook that said racism is so ingrained. It's so ingrained in Caucasians. Let me put it that way. It's so ingrained that those with dementia can forget their own children, but they will remember that they do not like black people. I've seen this shit myself.
That's wild, yo.
It is. It is.
That's a spiritual parasite.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's always great having you, sir. You are going to come back, right? We always
Absolutely.
have a great time.
Always.
Yes, great. I got to get on out of here. I got some things I got to do, but thanks so much again for bringing your wisdom and knowledge, brother. Is there anything that you want to close out to the people with, some words of wisdom, some suggestions or anything? I got your information, Ani's information, all the ways that you can contact him is in the description box, y'all. So what do you want to close out with?
Just want to say, if you guys looking for Vedic astrological readings, reach out to me. And the sacred plants, we're shipping all of your orders out this week, and we're also offering the sacred plants there. We just got in the African dream roots, and I feel like we need to start working with this particular type of dream root, this alkaloid type of root that we acquired. Okay. And this week on Patreon, we're doing a big, well, I would say this weekend, we're doing a big class that I think you guys need to see going into 2026. We have to talk about the year of the fire horse and all of the rituals that they're preparing right now and things that's occurred. We're going to break all of that stuff down. And I appreciate you, brother, for having me on.
Absolutely. Oh, you're always welcome, sir. Thanks again for blessing us with your presence. That is the knowledgeable brother Ani Osaru. Y'all check him out. I am Magick LaQuai. We see y'all next time as we greet you in peace and blessings. We'll see y'all. Be safe.
Peace.